Hello, 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 beloved souls. It's Divine Feminine Friday. How we doing? I missed you guys so much. So we just had that amazing double full moon in Aries. How are you guys doing from that? I hope you got rest. I hope you stayed grounded. I hope you wrote out the things that you need to release and either burned them or did whatever your ritual is under the full moon and you got that energy out of Dodge, right? We're doing massive healing when it comes to relationships, starting with the relationship with ourselves. And we have Chiron retrograde in the sign of Aries. Chiron is the wounded healer, so really amplifying these energies, right? Venus is moved into Libra. You know, Libra is all about diplomacy and heart and partnerships and harmony. So we have all of this energy really supporting us as we're doing these big healings and clearings of our relationship patterns. Basically, any place in your world, right, in your life, in this lifetime, that you've had some type of relationship issue, whether that relationship is with yourself, your parents, your family, your friends, your tribe, your lovers, intimate partners, whatever it is, anything that's not been healed, anything that's been uncomfortable, anything that needs to be addressed, jealousy, resentment, abandonment, fear, possessiveness, um, addiction, whatever it is, whatever is going on in your dynamic that needs to be addressed at this time, like however it played out, all of that shit's being is coming up right now, right? It's all being pushed to the top so that we can get a handle on it, we can look at it, and we can have an awareness of it, and we can do something about it, right? We can't fix what we don't know is broken, but once we have an awareness of it and like, hey, this thing is broken, it's not working anymore. You want to like tap in, like, are the batteries working? Are there batteries in here? Right? That's kind of like our life right now, right? We're like, this isn't working anymore. How do I fix it? Chiron, the wounded healer, is coming in to help us be like, hey, here's what's broken. Here's what's broken. Here's what's broken. And Venus and Libra is gently being like, so let's do something about it. Let's do something about it. Perfect love and perfect trust. So intense energies there really happening. And then we have this 1010 portal that opened on the 10th of October and lasts for 10 days, right? And so from now until the 20th of October, we have this beautiful 1010 energy, right? One is the number of new beginnings and initiations and getting things started and spiritual awakening. And zero is like the void point, clear canvas, the energy of limitlessness, right? Oh, look, 0, 0. What does that form for us, guys? So we have the ones being amplified twice, right, in the number 1010, and the zero being amplified twice. And then also when we reduce it down, 1 plus 0 plus 1 plus 0 equals 2, which is under Libra, the number of partnerships, again, diplomacy, balance, right? So again, just all of this energy being amplified, being magnified to support us, to take us to our highest and greatest good and put us on our highest and greatest timeline. And it's pretty powerful. It's pretty powerful. So I wanted to see what all of this meant for the Divine Feminine Collective. Of course, I have the Divine Feminine Oracle that we're going to start with, and then we're going to do the Angels of Atlantis, the Gateway Oracle, and then the Keepers of the Light had something to say for the beautiful Divine Feminine. So thank you, angels. Thank you, guys, for being here with me in the beautiful Divine Feminine Collective. What do I need to know? What do I need to see? This 1010 portal and just all the stuff that's going on with them. What needs to be addressed at this time? Bottom of the deck. Ooh, Dockany. What? The Enlightened Feminine. Look at you, standing in your power. My gut instinct is wise beyond reason. I trust my intuition to guide me. Okay, so our gut instinct is in our solar plexus, right? Which is the energy of the divine masculine. That's our or fight, flight, or freeze energy, right? Our internal sun is housed within our solar plexus. And then our gut instincts, right? That intuition, that guidance is housed within our sacral chakra, right? Which is the energy of the divine feminine. So I really love that that is here with you, right? We have the enlightened feminine. Well, how does she get enlightened? She balances her masculine and her feminine energies within so that she could be a powerhouse without, right? And Dakini is this energy of the answer is not going to be black or white, right? The answer is found in the gray. The answer is found beyond time and space. She's just like this dope energy. It's like none can really touch her, right? It's like you're just gonna see my essence. You're gonna feel my essence, and if I let you come a little close, consider yourself lucky, right? So this is you just really standing in your power, trusting your instincts, and doing something about it. Fierce energy, fierce, fierce, fierce. And then look at that beautiful red color. Wow. I'm just gonna point this out and show you all the cards at once, but There's a reason for this. This is everything that came. So this is bottom of the deck, right? And then these are the cards that came out. Every single card has red in it. And red is the color of our root chakra, right? So it's about really getting grounded, centered, secure in our root chakra, in that power center, right? Our safety, our stability, our security. And then from there, taking action, right? We have to be grounded in the first chakra in order for the other chakras to be in alignment, right? So we're getting grounded in our root chakra. We're using the intuition of our sacral chakra, and then we're pushing the energy up even more forward into our solar plexus and doing something about it, right? Making moves. That's beautiful. Beautiful energies. All right, let's get into the cards. Akilanda, the goddess of the not broken, right? Again, once we know something is broken, we can fix it, right? Everything happens for my liberation. I choose to become only more love. Look at the beautiful cracks that she has going on, right? And those cracks are showing where we're breaking free of our ego, of our karma, of our drama. All of this stuff coming up right now is not to punish you or to have you feeling bad about yourself or to be doubting your own strength, worth, deservedness, ability to love. All of this is coming up because these are things that were added onto you that are not truly who you are as a luminous sovereign being, right? You are the divine feminine, but somewhere along the way you lost your voice, you lost your power, you lost clarity, right? Clarity of purpose, clarity of determination. Somewhere along the way, we got lost, right? We got off path. And so it's about letting these things go. Somebody made a comment to you and you put it on as a cloak as opposed to just taking it as a comment and letting it roll off your back. And after all adding all these cloaks and all these crosses and all these burdens to ourselves, and then we almost feel like we are our trauma, we are the drama, we are the pain and uh, the conflict that we've gone through, right? We are exactly what our teacher said. We're not good enough, or our lovers said when they said that, nobody else would ever want us, or our parents said when they said we weren't smart enough. However, it works out, right? We've almost like made that a part of who we are as a being, as opposed to those were comments projected onto us that actually hold no relevance. So now we're breaking free of that. We're breaking free of that in order to liberate ourselves, liberate our own soul, right? It has nothing to do with anybody else because we want to love ourselves first and therefore reflect back to the universe the love that we deserve. Amazing. Ishi, Lady of the Lotus Born. Embodiment is the deepest bliss. My body was made for pure enlightenment. All right? Here we go again with you beautiful enlightened feminines, right? The divine feminine shining bright in her energy, really just being one with yourself. I've really been feeling this energy recently of just like, we need to dance more. We need to feel more. We need to step into our bodies. Like you're in this physical avatar for as many decades as, you get to be here. So really enjoy it and enjoy the light that's in you. There are a lot of light codes coming down onto the planet at this time, right? We're allowing that to, we have to allow it to be embodied within us to activate our dormant DNA, to activate the light codes that are going on within us so we can be here, right? And and be like, serve our highest and greatest good, get on our highest and greatest timeline. And it starts by just being one with yourself, flowing with yourself, embracing everything that's coming to you, right? Like not allowing the egoic mind to have us housed or caged in fear, but really allowing our souls to shine through our hearts, and to have, total confidence in those messages and that guidance. It's a beautiful thing. Machig Labdron, the diamond-hearted Dakini. I see the light in my own darkness. I face my ego beliefs to feel free. We have to look at it, right? We have to look at it. The trauma, the drama, the pain, the abandonment, the jealousy, the resentment, the possessiveness, the relationships that are not equal, right? The lack of communication, the silent treatments, the ghosting, the whatever it is. We got to take a look at all of it, right? And just see these patterns, see how they're showing up in our lives, see where we might have picked them up from. You know what I mean? Like sometimes we have these patterns in our life because we learned it along the way and we didn't know that that was something that actually wasn't a healthy, way of being, that wasn't something that was very loving. I grew up in a community of a lot of abuse, right? There's a lot of abuse in the household as well as outside. And so growing up, I saw just a lot of relationships where men used to just beat the shit out of women all the time, and that was kind of like the norm. And then parents were very abusive to their kids. It was kind of like the norm, and it took for me to be out of those environments and kind of like seeing other examples of healthy relationships to understand that those were unhealthy forms of relationships. But you don't know what you don't know, right? I knew at least for myself that I wasn't with the physical abuse, right? Because you could see the bruises, right? But you don't see emotional abuse or mental abuse or financial abuse or sexual abuse. You don't necessarily see those things being played out, right? And so then you're in your adulthood, right? And you're going through your relationships, and you have all these patterns or these fears or these traumas or this shit that you're working yourself out, and you're kind of like, where did I get this from? Right? And so I had to step up and be like, come Holy Spirit, come, like show me where the blind spot, show me where I got this from, because like I don't want to live like this anymore. And I got shown very clearly like certain like scenes from my, childhood in which I saw that pattern, in which I picked it up. And I was like, cool, thank you, but I didn't know it was broken until I figured out like it just wasn't resonating with my soul, right? So I had to really face the darkness and the shadows, and that's why all this stuff is being brought up right now with Chiron, right? It's not being brought up to judge you or to criticize you or to have you feeling less about yourself, or to have you like wondering if you're crazy or you deserve this, or oh, I'm only good enough, or to be a doormat or a punching bag. No, it's like bringing it up so you can do something about it. Look at the areas in which you've been a doormat, and which you've been a punching bag, and which you've been a narcissist, and which you've been toxic, and which you've been uncommunicative, and which you've been argumentative. Like look at these patterns so you can do something about it. Right? Awareness is a powerful, powerful tool. And once we know better, we do better. And that's the reason that we're all being shifted through this. For no other reason, out of pure and utter love, so that we can fully, fully love ourselves and then have that being reflected back to us from the universe. And then Yumo Ya, the goddess of all that flows. I'm an ocean of creative energy. I give birth to what exists within me, right? When we come from the space of healing, from balance, and we're one with our own beingness and our love, right? Then we allow our creative juices to flow. Like if your creativity has been a little stagnant or frozen, right? That's something going on within your sacral chakra that needs to be addressed, right? Because that's where we get our creativity. That's where our sensuality is housed, right? And so sometimes we need to clear those energies. You can start clearing your sacral chakra using sound. There's a ton of meditations here on YouTube. You can also use colors because it's the color of orange. Eating orange foods will help that get moving, and even just like moving our hips again with the energy of dancing, right? Moving our hips creates the flow in the sacral chakra area and will help to release that stagnant energy, right? So really important to focus on the lower three chakras for you guys right now, divine feminine. It's really important to get those into balance so that we can really embody and fully align with all the downloads we've been getting, because we've been getting massive downloads and light codes coming through our crown chakra, activating in our third eye, activating our throat chakra so we can speak our truth, right? And all of that's kind of like stopping here in the heart center because it's kind of blocked, solar plexus, sacral chakra, root chakra a little bit blocked. So we want to make sure that these are in alignment and these are unblocked, right? Because we start at the bottom with the first chakra being root and we bring that energy up. So you want to make sure that the conduit of flow can actually flow, right? We want to clear those lower three chakras so that we can get all this energy coming up and down and up and down, and we can stay in the flow of everything. Okay, well, super important. Eat some red foods, grounding foods. Get some crystals if you want to. Black and red will be really good for grounding your energies. I love working with like black obsidian, black tourmaline, black onyx. I do citrine every single day because citrine works on both the solar plexus and the sacral chakra. So I wear that every day. It's also the happiness stone, so it'll bring some joy into your life. Um, any really orange or yellow or red crystals will really help you at this time. Right? Look them up. There's crystals everywhere. There's also a link below for some more crystals so you can look that up as well. Thank you, angels. Thank you guys for these beautiful messages for the divine feminines. What else do they need to know about the 1010 portal and whatever else you got for them? Amazing. Archangel Haniel, look at this. More red energy. Really get that root chakra in alignment, my beautiful divine feminines. Like, get grounded during this time. Get really, really grounded. Like, go outside into nature if you can. Hug a tree. Get your feet on the actual earth. Like, take your shoes and socks off and get your feet on the grass or in the sand or in the dirt, however you do it. Get in a body of water if you can, right? A stream, a lake, an ocean, a river, or take a grounding bath. Really important to stay grounded at this time and to keep your heart open, right? This beautiful dove of peace. I always see it as the dove of peace that came when once Jesus got baptized, right? Yeshua gets baptized, and then the dove comes down, like the Holy Spirit. So I always see the Holy Spirit really helping to support us. And like I said, when I couldn't see the blind spots, when I didn't see the answers and I didn't have clarity, come, Holy Spirit, come, show me, right? That is our intercessor for the Holy, from the Most High God. Right? The Holy Spirit is here to support you, to help to support you and showing you what you're not seeing, to help support you, to give you clarity of answers, to help support you, to bring you clear and concise messages. Like the Holy Spirit is here as your freaking your best friend, so use it. Look at this energy. Archangel Jophiel. Look at that. The gold and orange, right? Solar plexus, sacral chakra energy, right? Again, the happiness stone with my little citrine. I think I got citrine on twice. Yep, I got citrine on twice, right? Brings a little joy, brings a little happiness into your life. Have a little bit more fun, right? Yes, like this work can be a little heavy sometimes, and yes, it doesn't necessarily feel good to start thinking about all the past shit we've gone through in relationships, but bring some joy into your life, right? Look back at some of the things that you've been through and really just laugh at them, right? Because one, you're not there anymore. And two, you learned some good lessons, right? So you got to be able to look back at your own life and kind of just like laugh at yourself sometimes and just be like, wow, that shit was crazy. Like I know I was talking to a client the other day. We had a lot of similar things going on. And I said, sometimes you get out of a relationship and you're like, did I really stay with this idiot for 10 years? You just got to laugh at yourself and be like, oh my God, like I can't even believe I allowed myself to deal with this shit for 10 years. And sometimes it's funny because you're just like, oh, the things that we do for love, and we do a lot of crazy things for those that we love, whether those are our friends that we love, our family that we love, or, our intimate partners. But a lot of times the things that we're doing in the name of love is not very loving towards ourselves. And so we have to be very mindful of that. Like, is this something that someone who loves himself would do? I'm not doing it. Yes, we do make sacrifices from time to time for our loved ones, but at the end of the day, you always have to put yourself number one. You keep putting yourself behind everybody else, you're going to end up at the back of the line, and then what? And then what? Right? What did I just say about getting grounded, my beautiful divine feminines? Archangel Jophiel coming in again, right? Meditation. You have to be grounded during this time, right? It is really imperative that you are solid, secure, and centered in your energies so that when the storms of life are coming, you don't get thrown, you don't get blown. Joy is an internal thing, right? That is innate. That is not something that somebody else is going to give to you, right? Joy, what do they say? Joy is something the Lord has given to me that no one can take away. Nobody's going to take away your inner joy. No one can take away your inner peace unless you allow them to, unless you give them that power. So where are you giving your power away? Are you giving your power away? And are you willing to take it back? Every night before I go to bed, I say, I call all my power back to me from all people, places, and things in all directions in time and space across all realms, galaxies, and dimensions. Now, now, now. I take all my power back, right? Anywhere where I might have shared my energies too much, right? I release other people's energies away from me and then I call all my energy back. Same thing, right? It's important for me to be grounded and centered before I even deal with the rest of the world, before I start taking calls from clients and checking emails and dealing with my kids before I do anything. I meditate and I get grounded, I get centered, I protect and shield my energies, and then I go out and deal with the world. The world will motherfucking wait until autumn is ready to deal with it. I'm not going to have you come at me and throw my day off. Nobody is that important. You can't wait 5 minutes and you'll be waiting 5 hours. Real talk. Archangel Uriel, the energy of trust. I think that's come up in almost every single reading that I've done for the collective this week. One, the crown chakra energy really being activated, right? And receiving these light codes, receiving these downloads, receiving all these information. Why? With an energy of trust. Like trust the knowledge, wisdom, and understanding that's being imparted to you. Trust in, the new awarenesses that you have. Trust the process and the pathway and the timing of things. We just had the double full moon in Aries, and Aries can be very impatient, want to rip the band-aid off of things and just get things going. But things that are broken right now that we're dealing with in the collective are kind of like broken bones. So the bone needs to be set, and we need to put a cast on it, and we need to give it time to heal, right? The body self heals, the soul self heals, but we want to give it the right environment to do that, right? We don't want to set the bone in the wrong way and then end up fucking ourselves up, right? So we really want to do things in alignment. What's going to serve our highest and greatest good, right? We really want to be on our highest and greatest timeline, and we're being guided and initiated to move forward towards that time. But we have to trust the process. We have to trust in our intuition, right? We have to trust in those promptings that are telling us, get up and go do your thing, go have that conversation, go make that phone call, go create this little thing, go start that blog, go write that book, go sit down with that song, go sing your song, go dance, go, whatever it is, just flow with it and feel the energies, right? They're there to support you. Thank you, angels. Thank you guys for being here. It's me and the freaking, the Divine Feminine Collective. What do they need to know? What do they need to see? What's this 1010 portal got from them, and any other messages you got? Evidently a lot. Evidently a lot going on here. Opening to love. My heart is open. My heart is open. Keep your hearts open. Love yourself, Divine Feminine. Without a shadow of a doubt, fall deeply in love with yourself. Ooh, we're hearing messages from Spirit this week. I'm a clear channel for messages from Spirit. For some of you, this is your psychic and mediumship abilities coming online. And for others of you, this is just a reminder that the ancestors are always with you, here to protect and guide you. And so they're going to be leaving you messages. So start paying attention to the signs and synchronicities. I tell you guys that all the time. Like, be present and be aware, right? If you're seeing repeating number patterns, if you're seeing, an insect kind of keeps coming into your world, or you're seeing freaking this animal everywhere that you go, right? And it's kind of like following you, like start paying attention. You're finding feathers, you're finding coins on the ground, you're hearing certain songs, there's a smell that reminds you of your freaking nana or your grandfather, right? Like pay attention to these things. These are your ancestors and your spirit guides and angels and guardian angels and the whole angelic realm just showing up and pouring into you. Deep, deep, deep. All right. Look, mending bridges, right? We are healing all of these relationships. And like I said before, if you haven't heard the reading, go to the 1010 and double Aries full moon reading. But we're mending the relationships primarily with ourselves, but also with our parents and then our family and friends, right? So a lot of healing, a lot of conversations are being had right now. And there are some people that are still, in the physical realm that maybe we want to have these conversations with, and it may not be accessible, right? They may not be open to it, and that's okay. But just having that desire in your heart and maybe journaling it out, you can literally like write them a letter. It doesn't mean you have to mail it though. You can write them a letter and then just, oh my gosh, sorry. I gotta say this. I pulled this up to see and look what was under here. Receiving from angels. Shimmering wings of angels embrace me with love. Sorry. I just had to point that out. Anyway, so you can write a letter to the person. You can write it in a journal or just put it on a loose leaf piece of paper. Get all your feelings out. Say everything you want to do. Say, like really just pour your heart into it. And then when you're done, tear it up, burn it, flush it down the toilet, however you choose to discard it, bury it under something, whatever works for you. But that's going to energetically send that energy of healing, of love, of forgiveness, of release out into the universe and kind of clear those cords, cut those cords, clear those blockages. So again, whether or not you guys have these conversations in this realm or not, it doesn't matter. What matters is that we're making the effort and we're trying and we're releasing the energy from our bodies, right? Especially our energetic fields, so that we're not holding on to resentment and end up giving ourselves cancer, right? Because we got blocked energies. For those that have crossed over to the other realm as well, you have the same opportunity. But if you do feel like you can reach out, this is just letting you know that you're being really supported at this time to have that conversation, to share your voice, to share your truth, but also have the awareness that the other person is also going through this massive healing and changing and stuff, and they also have their own perspective on the relationship and on the actions and on the activities, right? And so really we just want to hold space for each other. This isn't about judging, criticizing, accusations. This is about sharing our souls from an I perspective, like I feel and I think, and not you did this and you did this, and that's not what this is. Because if that's where you're at, then you're all the way just gonna fuck shit up. This is about I feel and I'm frustrated and I'm upset, or I didn't like, or I should have set boundaries, or I should have said something, or I. Make it about you because this is about you, right? Use that Aries energy of self to make this about you. Kind of be very clear in your dictates. And again, if the person is open to it, if they're not open to it and they're not ready for it, get the energy out by writing it out. Whether they ever received a letter or not, that's entirely up to you. 90% of the time, I just don't think it's good to send those letters because it can be misinterpreted at times. You know what I mean? Um, you want to make sure that they're open to receiving the letter, right? Some people, that's how they communicate just in general. Like, you want to get frustrated, you're going to talk to a certain person that you're not going to get a word in. Cool. But you have to be aware that, like, they may not fully read the letter. They may not fully read the email, right? They might just stop after, like, a freaking paragraph because they just don't want to hear what you have to say, or they may not just be open to it, right? So just really putting that energy out there and being aware of it, right? More healing, right? We're healing the past. I step into my future with strength and clarity, right? We're letting the past go. The past is gone. It can't hurt you anymore. The only thing you got from here is lessons, right? So what are the lessons that you learned, right? And again, we're not going back with judgment and criticism and accusations and resentment and bitterness. It's looking at the stuff that happened, looking at shit played out, looking at the lessons that we learned, using that strength, using that clarity, using those gifts to be able to have a better today and a much better tomorrow, right? Like, that is the purpose of all of this stuff. That is why all of this energy is being brought up. It's not being brought up to have you look at your past and be like, oh my God, my life sucked. Then I grew up, and just have all these horrible memories. No, it's being brought up so you can heal from it. It's like a lot of times, and I tell my kids this all the time, a lot of times the things that we learn are what not to do in that situation, right? It's like, what did you learn from that situation? I don't want to be that type of parent. I don't want to be that type of lover. I don't want to be that type of, wife. I don't want to live in that kind of environment. And so you learn what not to do. You learn what to look for. You look at the red flags. You look at, the situations, and you're like, you know what, that's not going to serve me. I'm going to do better than that. It's like, when you know better, you do better. Simple. Never judgment, never criticism. Self-awareness, self-realization, and self-love. Okay? Accepting what is. Look at this. I accept and embrace my inner majesty. Like I said, the past is gone. It can do nothing, right? Take the lessons. It is what it is, and it was what it was. What did you learn so that you can move forward? What did you learn so that you're not recreating that same pattern in your life again? It's time to get off the hamster wheel of fuckery and trauma and drama and bullshit and fear and resentment and jealousy and abandonment and triggers and like love having to be bought, love having to be freaking painful, love having to come with all these freaking catches or manipulations. It's time to let all that shit go. That's what it was. Cool. I learned my lessons. I'm washing my hands of it, and I'm moving forward. You know what I mean? This is who I am right now. Take me or leave me. If you don't like it, cool. Kick rocks. I'll be all right. Over 7.5 billion people in the world. I promise you, if one person is gone because they are not in alignment with your truth and your light and the love that you are, you will get somebody equal or better. I always ask God for better because I like the VIP package. I want the upgrade in everything that I do. Letting go, I surrender joyously to the ebbing and flow of life. Oh my God, your joy coming out again, right? We're going to surrender to joy. And look, the next card, soaring into joy. So we got joy 3 times, people, right? Get with the program. That joy is lying within you, right? Surrender to the process. Just allow yourself to flow. Like, do the things and be like, "Ooh, is that gonna feel good? Is that gonna bring joy into my life?" Yeah, we sometimes have chores and shit that we gotta get done, but really we want to be in flow with the universe, right? If the Lord is leading you here, go there. If it's leading you there, go there, right? You never know where you're gonna end up. I was watching Yes Man yesterday, right? I think that's the name of the movie. I don't know. I think it's the name of the movie with Jim Carrey, and he was guided by like some guru to say yes to everything for a year. And the guy's like, yo, if you don't say yes to everything for a year, like things get kind of tricky. And he literally was realizing like he was saying yes to shit that he probably wouldn't have said yes to before, and was getting so frustrated, but it kept leading him down these roads to like more magic, more joy, more fun. Like he literally changed his whole life around, and found love and found peace and had better relationships with people because he learned to start just saying yes to the joys of life. And although it started off, a little frustrating. Like there was this instance where there was a homeless man who wanted to ride to some park. The guy was on his phone, killed his battery. He asked for some money. He had to say yes. He asked for all of it. He had to say yes. He gave him all his money. Next thing you know, he's driving his car. The car runs out of gas. He walks to the gas station to go fill up a freaking like a jerry can with some freaking gas. He meets this girl. She gives him a ride back to his freaking car. Next thing you know, he says yes to they kissed or whatever, and it was kind of like surprising to him. And then next thing you know, this other man asked him to go to see his band. And he's like, you know what? I will go see your band. He goes to see the band. He's listening. The music is kind of horrible, but who's singing? The girl that he just met and ended up hooking up with, right? And so it was like saying yes to one thing, although it didn't start off as something he wanted to do, led him to love, led him to joy, led him to fun, led him to happiness, led him to living a more fulfilling life. And I'm saying that because you have the opportunity right now to just say yes to your goals, to your dreams, to your heart, right? Stop allowing the egoic mind and fears and the dictates of others block you from the life full of joy. You deserve to have joy. Launching your journey. I'm an intrepid traveler sailing forth into the universe. I love this card. I know I always say this. It reminds me of the divine masculine, divine feminine energy, right? And this is about just you being balanced within yourself and allowing yourself to move forward, right? Allowing yourself to explore the sights and the sounds of this world, whether that's actually physically traveling, which I hope some of you are starting to do again, like getting out there and just seeing some new shit, or just really just traveling within your soul, right? I mean, you can literally explore the world from your computer, but you may want to get out there and try some stuff, right? I had Vietnamese food, I think, for the first time the other day. I think it might have been the first time. At least it was the first time I've had that dish. But I'm from New York. Like, I love food. I love to eat. I love to try different things. I grew up with so many different cultures. So when I go to a place where people just don't resonate with that, it just like doesn't compute with me because I'm like, never had Chinese, you never had Indian, you don't know any Asian people, you don't know any Spanish people. Like how are you alive right now? You know what I mean? Like I'm like we know a little bit of everybody. Like it's just everybody's a brother or a cousin. You know what I mean? Like I just my literal blood family looks like a freaking Benetton commercial. We got from the palest to the darkest. It's freaking hilarious. I love it. But getting forward, look at this beautiful moon energy too. So we really want to just move forward in life and again allow it to flow, right? Allow I forgot. Right? Allow things to flow. Just get up and go sometimes and have some fun. And the movie yesterday as well, they just went to the airport and they're like, we don't know where we're going. We're just going to get on the next flight out of here. Right? And they ended up in like Lincoln, Nebraska or something like that and just really discovering some stuff that was fun out there. But they just decided to be spontaneous and have some fun with life and see what life brought them. And life brought them a whole bunch of surprises, a whole bunch of joy, a whole bunch of happiness, and brought them love. And brought them love. Lean into it. All right. I know that this energy can be a little bit heavy, but you have to feel it to heal it. So instead of trying to push it down again or dismiss it or distract yourself from it, no, lean into it. Feel it so that you can get through it. The only way out is through, my baby. The only way out is through. All right. Let's get some final messages for the Divine Feminine Collective at this time. So thank you, angels. Thank you guys for these messages. Beautiful. Look at this. Isis. Amazing. Coming through with the magic manifestation. This is my bitch. I love her beyond anything. Your dreams, visions, and goals are becoming reality. Stay focused, right? Look at the big picture and stay focused. Keep your eyes on the prize in all things that you do. Keep your eyes on the prize, right? Magic and miracles are coming into your world at this time, right? So what are you envisioning for your life, right? What does your happily ever after look like? What does that healed relationship look like, right? What does loving yourself look like? How can you align with those beautiful energies and really get yourself situated and move forward? Let the beautiful goddess Isis support you. I love that. Bottom of the deck, we have Odin. Ooh, psychic insight. Your third eye is open. See, what did I say? A lot of you are spiritual, psychic, and mediumship abilities are coming online at this time. Your third eye is open. See truth for what it is. Follow your intuition. We've already been guided to do that, right? Really trusting in that power. We want to get that sacral chakra reactivated. Start with your root chakra. Get that clean, cleared, and unblocked. Then move up to your sacral chakra. Then move up to your solar plexus. Get that stuff and get the lower three chakras, right? And that's those lower three chakras are earth chakras, right? That's the 3D realm really playing out. And then the upper three chakras are us connecting with our more higher spiritual self, right? So we want to make sure that we're balanced, secure, abundant, stable, creative, powerful, right? We want to make sure all these energies are really working together in tandem so that we can reach these higher levels of awareness and creativity and ability and knowingness. Your third eye is open. See the truth for what it is. Follow your intuition. Follow your intuition, divine feminines. You are the intuitive. It lives within our sacral chakra. Let it flow through you. And then I'm not going to destroy his name because I can't even begin to see how to say this, but Dharma unfolding. Remember that you are on a path. Take one step at a time to what? To happiness, right? Bring some joy into your life. Do the things that feel good. Do the things that bring you joy, right? There's nothing wrong with being happy. If somebody needs you to be fucking miserable in life in order to make themselves feel better, that person has to go. If your relationships are making you miserable, it's time for them to come to an end. I know that's a hard conversation to have with some people, especially when we have all these titles involved, right? But the titles are not nearly as important as you living in your truth and you living in your power, right? So I don't care if it's your parents, your children, your coworkers, your boss, whatever it is. Like if they're not respecting you as a human being, if they're not respecting your boundaries, if they're not respecting, the guidelines that you're putting in for your life, then it's time for them to go. Point blank and simple, right? Again, over 7.5 billion people on the planet. You're gonna be okay. You don't lose anything without getting something equal or better. And for many of you, this is you coming into alignment with your soul tribe and your soul family, right? You're gonna be meeting the people that you incarnated with to rekindle with, right? You had to learn these really hard lessons. And for some of you, you're gonna be healing these powerful relationships with people, right? It's like you're going to be having these really hard conversations. People are going to be reaching out to you and trying to make amends and, be open to it, be compassionate to it. Don't be prideful, don't be arrogant. Everybody's the enemy in somebody's story. Everybody's a bad guy at some point in their life. Nobody's fucking perfect, and everybody's trying and everybody's doing the best that they can. Everybody's doing the best that they can, right? A lot of people are still housed in the energy of fear, and so that's how they're living their life. And so we're not here to judge those people because they're living in fear. We're here to love on those people and show them what the energy of love brings, what the energy of love looks like, what the energy of love feels like, right? So live your life through love, live your life through joy, live your life through your own sovereign divinity, and allow your life to be a reflection to the universe that that's what you're willing to that's what you're going to receive, and allow your light to shine so bright that you give people hope, right? That they have something to look for, that you created these beautiful footprints in the sand, and now they have a pathway to go on, right? Allow people to see your love and see your truth and see your divinity. You don't gotta say shit. Actions speak a million times louder than words, right? A million times. So anyway, I'm gonna leave it there. Get grounded, get centered, get that root chakra in order, my beautiful divine feminines. I love you so much. It's about to be lit. So you want to make sure that you're grounded, right? The deeper our roots go, the higher we can ex- um, extend our leaves, right? So the higher you can go, the deeper your roots are. You want to make sure you're grounded, right? You see how tall some of these trees are in this world? Just look around, right? You see them hundreds of feet up in the sky. And if you go down under the soil, their roots are really deep and thick and heavy and connected to the network, right? They have really, really deep roots. So when the storms of life come, they're chilling. All right? They're chilling. Anyway, like my dance, the windmill thing. I told y'all to start dancing. Move those bodies. Move that body, girl. All right, anyway. I love you. God loves you. Angels surround you. And I'll see you guys later.